Welcome, family. I'm on here today to talk about more about the highway robbery, give you all an update on that situation. I received a letter the following day for negotiation. It's still a lot of money, like it's crazy, but that would get taken care of. But still, we're out here dealing with things we shouldn't have to deal with and we shouldn't be dealing with. But because we don't have, because we've been destroyed as a people and we all scattered out here and to, we're contributing further to our oppression. I'm about to go over some stuff today, some information that we tend to overlook because we're too busy thinking about they throwing so much at us cases, um, and we take on a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with us. Politics, nothing to do with us. The things that we incorporate ourselves, unfortunately, into situations that because we were integrated and because basically we were forced to be integrated, we was forced to live amongst the very people that have contributed to our situations as prisoners of war, basically. So basically, like I said, taxation without representation, all of that is us. The in-house fighting, we should be celebrating. We should stay clear of that. There's too much going on, and this is why it's important for us to be in tune with self, deal with the world around us. Um, but we don't need to be, we need to be as one as a people. If that makes, if anybody can get, understand what I'm trying to say in that aspect. And I think working on self, becoming balanced and tuned, having that discernment in this times and days, because I'm telling you, Biden even said it. I was going to show the video, but I'm not going to show the video because I can't find the other video of the sports ESPN commentator when he was talking about humans going extinct. He says paleontologists are saying that humans will be going extinct. And Biden, we gotta pay attention to clues and things that are said. And the distraction doesn't allow for that. And it's so much distraction. So, and what Biden said was America's in trouble, and it's not just because of Black people. So a friend of mine was saying that maybe this is their opinion. They were saying, but I'm still, examining that. But they said that from their from their in their opinion, they're trying to incorporate themselves into us, okay? Mentally. So Let me share my share this picture of Miss America because it's I'm going to share these pictures here of Miss America swimsuit photos here. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, I got the right one. Because it tells a story. And I know that most of you probably caught the Miss America. I didn't watch it. And I think from my home state, the winter came, right? From Kentucky, where I'm from. Um, I personally don't care too much for Miss America. But this right here is no coincidence. I'm gonna share with you guys these photos. I hope you can see them. And what this photos, hey G Man, yes, G Man. You said that they're going extinct, so they're trying to take us. This is what my opinion so far is. My friend's opinion, my friend showed me this photo here. And I'm gonna share it with you guys so you guys can get, I don't, what theme do you see? You see what I see, I'll tell you afterwards. You see? You see it? I see black chic. I see white women in black skin. I see also my brothers who have contributed to our situation and think that it's okay. And this has been the result of intermingling. And not just the brothers, but the sisters now too. But I see them blending in. I definitely see that mixing is always been used as a tool against us, so that they can say things are equal. The world is equal. But even in that child, you still don't have equal balance. You still you have a defected. It would be a defected you, because it only pulls your part down. It doesn't lift you up. It pulls it down. See? You see? So you see, that's what that people of color see. Got to see what they're kicking out at us. What we have allowed over, the same thing over and over again, basically, because it's the same thing over and over again. And of course, I was looking at the Bible today. Well, not the Bible, the book per se, but just looking at scriptures online for my video here. And They put in there because nothing is literal. And if it's literal, we know that man put that in there. So they put in there till the fullness of the Gentiles come in, to the fullest of the Gentiles, those who are different from Israel. Of course, I talked many times about who is Israel. Isis, Ra, El. That's all it is. And we know if you understand what Isis is, if you understand what Ra and El, that's all it is. To do with the black man and black woman. Simple. Simple. Chemistry. Chemet, chemistry. Alchemy. So it doesn't take away. Look, you can see our people already. You can see many of our people have taken on the ways, have lost who they were, their souls, and taken on the ways. Like I said, it will be defective for your part, your genetics, when you do mix, right? Because it distances you from that connection. So you're going to be more and tend to be more like the destructionist as the destructionist is. And the psychology, that we've been bombarded with already in this society in itself. Like I said, about the judge, you know, us putting ourselves many times in the predicament where we have no choice but to get judged is really lowering ourselves and allowing ourselves to be, how you say, because it's disgracing actually those that are connected to us in many ways. It is. It's because we go before a people that have dirty hands. Genetically, they have dirty hands. And um, they do things like this symbolism to get across, to be able to communicate with one another. You see, this is, it could be a code to Russia, a code to all those quote unquote European countries, that this is what we got going on in America, as far as we're concerned. You know. But we don't, they throw out so much stuff to get our attentions on stuff that's not even about us, benefiting us in any kind of way. Are these sex people that are being, put out, are, identified, are they going to, are they paying for the crimes against our people, the sex crimes against black women? No, you're not going to see that. You're going to be following the Gislin case, and it has nothing to do with you. You're going to be paying attention to stuff, the infighting, and it has nothing to do with us. But we take part. and those things, and we miss out on that important thing to watch out for. And we lose, that connection because we're looking too busy focused on what's going on, you know, around us, outside of us, instead of what's going on inside of us. Discernment we must have with those things that are around us, though, and outside of us, but to know when what is important, what's not beneficial. But I was told about this. I told you all that years ago, back in 2005 to be precise, um, I was told that about the extension, about how it's going to be people my color, my complexion. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit because that tells me that you're trying to wipe out my people. You're trying to whitewash my people back in 2005. But of course, I had read already before that person told me that. I had read and knew about that. And I think I shared the picture of the magazine where I learned that from because it showed a green eyed girl and she's like high, like yellow, and that she was going to be the new face of the future. So basically, hey, Amani. So basically, that's what I see. But and then financially, we're being taken advantage of. We need to watch that. We need to really watch those things. We need to watch. Um, like I said, I told them that when I was there at the courthouse, I had to go to the courthouse, that the judge can't judge me because he would be, it would be like a defendant. But they know this. They know this. They know this is wrong. They know the whole thing is wrong. Me having to sign my name under what they label defendant was wrong. And I told the lady, I said, you're going to have to pay, you're going to have to answer to that. You're going to have to answer to that I have to come in here under these circumstances, that I have to even live like this. You see what I'm saying? So spiritually, that's the reality. And for us to move around here and be blind towards certain things that are not just at all, there's no justice, there's no peace, but yet we mingle and amongst this, you know constant highway robbery. They want to steal. They stole many of our identities around the world. And this is just not in one place. Don't let them confuse you. This this is not just one group of people. Don't let it get twisted. This is the planet. This they always show those alien movies about the aliens coming in and taking over, and they always want to fight against it. You got to think, if you're looking for intelligent life forms, why would you be fighting against it? Unless you know you have to fight against something. Only they do this. We don't make those movies. They make it. They tell on themselves. We don't do that. Even with the horror movies, you got to look at the psychology behind the things that they tell us. You know. So they we just have to, we have to look at the right things we need to be concerned for. Like our people, we don't have any representation. If we had representation, we shouldn't be paying taxes. If we had representation, it's like they pick themselves over us, the ones that we have as representation now. And I think they've done that. They picked themselves. They said it's either them or us. So they said it's just them. So they get to make and have all the money to keep us behind their gate, locked and blocked from anything. Because basically, we shouldn't, like I said, we shouldn't have to pay taxes. We shouldn't have to pay for any roadways. We shouldn't even be paying for land. We shouldn't pay for anything. Because now we know we're prisoners of war, but they're making like we're not at this point. So, in them making like we're not, and requiring, but at the same time, they're keeping us in a slight, in an oppression. But many of our people can't see the oppression because it's in the form of uh, giving the money to making rich only a few of us and allowing that wealth, but not allowing that wealth to benefit those people's communities, to benefit us, so that we can have a solid, sound community. So that's one form of oppression. The other form of oppression is making sure that we mingle amongst the nations and that we are not one people, that we're divided, constantly dividing. Male, female, all of this. Oh, you're from there, you're from that continent, you're from this continent. You're not from the same continent, not the same people. That psychology of untruth. Because when it comes to the heart of it, we're the same people. It's just that the land has been split up and named, and we didn't have this before, not like that, where it was split up and separated into way people look, categorized, stolen, broken up into characteristics of different characteristics of people, and um, categorized, basically. Tribal, tribes, creating tribes. When when you are in tune with self, you can tell it. This information is within you. So you know that you're not just from one continent on this earth. You many, many, many places. But what they have done is they have divided and conquered. And they continue that MO, just like the other MO of making sure that we're financially deprived of the riches of the earth, that we cannot build ourselves from the riches of the earth, our inheritance. But now, look, I have to pay to go over. I have to get, when I'm riding on a highway, I got to be careful because I might get charged. You see? And I actually didn't do that one, but because it's my car, of course, we know how that goes. You still have to be accountable for those things. And just as long as I don't have to lower myself to be in amongst the judge, even if I have to go before a judge, that's not no fault of my own. They created the system of judging. So it would be their fault. There's just like I had to sign the paper that said defendant, they called me a defendant. It's the same, like I was telling the lady, she's going to have to account for that. She's going to have to answer to that. They all going to have to answer to everything situation that we have fallen in. They have to answer to those things. It doesn't mean that I agreed to anything. I didn't agree to anything. It's just that I have no choice. Did I get a choice of the matter? No, you don't have a choice of the matter. The only choice is to be uh, my choice would be to be in the country, have land, not have to worry about highways and byways and getting highway robberies, you know, just fresh green land, acres and acres of fresh green land. But this is what, I didn't ask for this, but they made the system and I didn't agree to anything. We didn't agree to anything. But our people were strict. I emphasize strict and forced within a trap, into a trap. Because in my mind, many times I'm thinking, how did our people just allow ourselves to be? But we know the history of them burning, and while we don't, there's people in our families that have memories of the Black cities and Black businesses, and you know, but we no longer have that inheritance that we had to fight over and over. This is not the first time. It's not the last. It's not the last is now. The first has been centuries and centuries, because the same thing has happened over and over and over again to us as a people. Over and over and over and over again. Hey, Mr. Pirate Brain. Yeah, they want me to pay $210. That's the negotiation. But I dropped my magic on them when I was at the courthouse, so I hope that it penetrated the heart like a dagger. And everything I do is a ritual. So I just know and feel the power within me. Should have woke them up that day to know what is coming. And it's not far away. But like I said, the sports commentator from ESPN was talking about humans, paleontologists were talking about humans been going extinct. And then Biden talked about it, that, America is in trouble, and it's not because of Black people, it's because of the number of white people that are, it's not going to be a lot of white people in America, from what he's saying. But I'm going to show a little quick video. I don't know if it's quick, but I'm going to share this video with you guys. Hold on. That I found for the extinction. Okay, let's get into it. Because they don't want us to be focused in our, because we're powerful people. Like I said, we're very powerful. So far, we're doing a good job at what we're doing with our consciousness.
Loose ball, and oh my, get that out of here! A chance.
Let's hear what he's saying. Didn't have to fix it.
When I was a child, I too read Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, and it forced you to confront the question, where will we be 50,000 years from now? Now remember, science fiction, when I was a kid, it was just shoot 'em up, cowboy movies in outer space. That's all it was. However, Isaac Asimov forced you to come to grips with the fact that we're going to be exhausting the known laws of physics pretty soon. We have a very good grasp of the electromagnetic, the strong, the weak forces, gravity, but beyond that lies the unified field theory. The theory that eluded Einstein for the last 30 years of his life. The theory that I work on professionally. That's my day job. I work on something called string theory, which we think is the theory of everything. And this theory could dominate our destiny in the coming millennia. Now, this means, of course, starships. Already, NASA has something called the 100-year Starship program. Very ambitious. However, a lot of it's still theoretical. We don't know for sure what it would take to go to the stars. Stephen Hawking, my colleague, the late Stephen Hawking, talked about shooting computer chips. Tiny computer chips boosted by laser beams to 20% the speed of light, capable of reaching Alpha Centauri in 20 years' time. But then, of course, we want to go beyond that. One day we're going to have fusion rockets, antimatter rockets, rockets that can take us to the nearby stars, not just computer chips, but people. And then beyond that, who knows, maybe our destiny really does lie in outer space. Remember that on the Earth, 99.9% of all species eventually go extinct. Extinction is the norm. We think of Mother Nature as being warm and cuddly, and for the most part, she is. But sometimes the savagery of Mother Nature is revealed, and if you don't believe me, dig underneath your feet. Right under your feet, right now, are the bones. The bones of all the different organisms and fossils, the 99.9% that were doomed by the laws of nature. And the laws of physics also doomed the entire planet Earth. And that's why I say, given the fact that Mother Nature and the laws of physics have a death warrant for humanity, that ultimately our destiny will be in outer space.
So this is what they think, right? Okay.
With FanDuel Sportsbook, you can make every tip-off feel like a buzzer beat. Every free throw.
So, let me see for a minute. So now they're saying that, basically my opinion, I wanted to say that if I was a Caucasian person, I would be delighted to be disappearing from this place. I wouldn't want to take me to no space, but I just don't see if you're in so much feelings and emotions while you're here on Earth, and you can't connect to where you can be natural, or you can't you have to have this artificial way of life. I don't see why you want to be here. Personally, I don't get it. I would be celebrating that in 2026 or sooner or later, a little bit later than that, 2030, 2040, what have you. I would be celebrating that. I would be exiting the building. But instead, they're crawling, scratching, scraping, beating, trying to find a way to stay here amongst us. And that is just, you would think that people that where life was, just this, where they have to take another people and make their lives, make them, pull them down to a place where we are nothing, have nothing. forward in the nothingness so that they can artificially live would be more of a plus to be going extinct. But they want to stay here and feed off of us. And do it in a manner where we end up, they take our people, they do things to them, you know, the medical field, you know, just hindering our existence to be, so they can have an existence to be. But they think that's right. And we walk around not really examining that. And we don't even think about it, but we move like it's right with them. Yeah, we move around like it's okay. But I don't see it as okay. That's the difference. I guess you have to be able to see, and feel the ancestors' rage, you know. Mm. And not really giving them any mercy whatsoever. Because it must happen, you know. It must happen. It's something that just got to happen. Because a lot of stuff has been hindered on this planet. Hindered. Nothing is being nurtured and allowed to be in its existent form. Even our immune systems, they're fighting. They're stopping people from allowing their natural body to be utilized to heal. And oxygen, everyone knows oxygen is a healer. Sometimes you don't have to put a band-aid on that scrape. You have to just let it breathe so it can heal. So I'm not going to stay on here too long, but this is just a discussion about and things that we should be aware of and not falling for trickery, manipulation. But with that said, family, thank you guys for being here, G-Man and Mr. Pirate Brain. So with that said, always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within your soul, which we have to protect. So until next time, peace.